Well, now that we have PDFSam downloaded, we're ready to start splitting and merging it to set it up for our book pages. So the first thing you're going to want to do with PDFSam, we're going to use merge and split only. We're not going to use any of the other extras. But we're going to start with split. So if you click on split, you can see you can select your PDF or you can drag and drop your PDF. So I am going to drag and drop my version that I want to split, and I'm going to move that right there. Make sure it's PDF. It won't drag it if it isn't. Now we want to split after every page. We want each page to have its own file. And we want to look at the output settings. So where do we want it to go? I want it to go into my split books, so I'm going to browse here and I am going to pick split book and select that folder because that's where I want it, and I want to overwrite any that already exist so I don't get confused with if I have to do it multiple times, which in the beginning I did because I wasn't sure how it worked. And then for the file name, I leave it the same, let it do its own thing, because it's going to give me a file name that's got a number in front, which will be the page number, and then the end will be split book, or it will use the file name from there. So now I'm going to run this. It's going to take a minute or so to download. And it dings and has open. So we're going to open, and now you can see in my file I've got all the different pages and they are split all the way down 1 through 139. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put that to the side for a minute, come back to PDFSam. Now you can either go to the home button or you can go to this, which is the merge button. We'll click on that, and now we're going to want to merge in the order that we want them so that when it prints out they will be in the proper order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my imposition page that I will send you guys, and I'm going to view it at 100% so I can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to make that a nice small, and then I'm going to open up my split so I can see all my pages, and in here I'm going to add, so I can drag and drop, and again you can add if you're only doing a couple. Adding is easier this way. I can just drag and drop them, and I'm going to drag and drop them in the order of the page numbers that I have here on the imposition. Now it looks funny, but trust me, it will come out in the right order. So because I can do 2 signatures per page, we're doing 16 actual pages per signature. So I can do 2 signatures on a page. So I'm going to organize or scan these over, drag and drop, start with number 14 here, and move that over. And then number 3. Now this works better if you print this imposition page out and you check them off as you're doing them, because it is very easy to get confused to where you are and have the wrong ones there. So that's, and don't look at these numbers. These are the page numbers that you're doing. This is how many you've added. So page 1 was my last one, so I'm going to come over here and do page 10, and then page 7. And I'm going to keep going. 7, 12, 5, 30. So you can see this is going to take a few minutes, but it'll be worth it in the end. 19, 32. once you get the hang of the order that the pages are going to be in, it does get quicker and easier. 26, 23. Because, believe it or not, there is a pattern to this. 28 and 21. So when you're done the first bit here, you should have 16 pages in. And then you would come down and do your second page, which starts at 2, and then 15. So you can see the first bit are all the smaller numbers, because that's going to be signature 1 at the top. 4, 13, 6. So you can almost see it goes 2, 4, 6, 8, and then it switches over to 11, 13, and 15. So there is definitely a pattern. 11, then 8 and 9 are in order because those are going to be the center of your signature. And then we go down to 18, 31, 20, 22, 27, and then again 24 and 25 are in order because those are the center of your second signature. So now we can arrow these down, and we're going to pick our merge file, and I'm going to browse because I have a separate file for my merge. I'm going to go into here and pick merge book. It's going to put where it was going to want it. And again, I'm going to overwrite, and I'm going to complete and open. So now it's merged, and there's your PDF open. So now we're going to want to print this. We're going to go to File, and we're going to go to Print. It's going to take a bit. There we are. Now this is how it comes up in Adobe Reader. If you're using the Chrome one, it will come up a little bit differently, but it's basically the same. So I'm going to want to print all pages. If I have a double-sided printer, which I do, you want to print all the pages. You want to click on the multiple. If it says size, you don't want to shrink over size. You want actual size, and you want multiple page, and you're going to do a custom. You can just do 16. I like to do it as custom 4x4. You can, if you're doing a bigger book, you can pick 2 or 4 pages. So if you did 4 pages, that's how it would come, and you would have to redo your imposition so that it would do 4 pages. But I'm going to do custom as 4x4. 4 and 4. And I want horizontal. And I want to print the page borders so that it will do that. So it will put a border around each page. Now, why isn't it switching over? There we go. And you can, again, you can print both sides. If you're printing at both sides, you're going to want to flip on the long edge so that it's both sides are the same way up. And then you can pick, whether you want it in black and white or whatever. So then you would hit your print. I'm not going to hit print because I printed it, and if I did, you wouldn't be able to see it. So what I did was I took a scan in of how it's going to come out. So then you're going to have your 4 pages across, and the second page will be the same, only they'll be the different 4 pages. So if you're actually going to print, let me just show you here again. If you're going to do this without a double-sided printer, so it's going to print one side, and what you're going to do is you're going to print pages 1 through 16. Oops, 1 through 16, and it will print this side. Then you're going to flip your paper in, put it back in your printer, and then you would go 17 to 32, and that would put them in order on both sides of your page. My printer tends to not do the double-sided print well, so I tend to do it this way anyway. Okay, so then back to how it prints out. And now we're going to cut our signatures apart. Before I cut my signature apart, there's two things I do. I tend to, I know that this top half is my signature 1, this bottom half is my signature 2, and then on consecutive pages it'll be a signature 3 and 4. So what I tend to do is in pencil, just in the corner here, because it's going to be in the gutter, nobody will see it, I'll put 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, and then 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D, just so that if I'm called away or I have to leave it, I know when I come back what order the pages are going to be in and how to stack them. Now my printer automatically prints a 1/4 inch all the way around, so the first thing I'm going to do after I've labeled my pages is cut that 1/4 inch off. Then I'm going to cut it in half, and then I have my 2 signatures, and then for each signature I will cut in half this way and cut in half that way, and then they stack page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, and then I fold them in half. And then again for this second signature, and it doesn't matter, you can cut, whichever way, first or second, it's not going to make a difference, especially if you have them marked so that you know which one how they're going to stack. It'll be this, go from right to left, down right to left, and that's how you print them out. So hopefully that made sense. If you have any questions, you have my email, and just drop me a line. And if you decide not to print out a book and just go with plain paper, that's fine too. The cutting is the same. You don't necessarily have to cut off the 1/4 inch. Your book will be just a tad bigger. But again, cut it in half, cut it in half, then cut those 2 halves in half again, so that you're ending up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sheets that you're going to fold in half and make into 2 signatures, 4 sheets to a signature. Okay, and so I'll see you at the class. Thank you.